And here we go. This is the Brazilian sniper who has to sprint up those flights of stairs to get to the top of the tower that you can see on your right-hand side. Catch his breath. Lay down. Breathe. Put the magazine in. Take the shot. There is, of course, points for the accuracy of the shot, and that shot signifies that Brazil get underway. Someone has dropped a gas mask, so surely that may go against this team. It has certainly delayed them, that's for sure, so it'll affect their time, if not for a points deduction for safety. We'll see what the judges think of that in the end. You can see this fabulous aerial shot of the various rooms of the kill house. And now the body is coming out, and in difference to the Russians that you probably noticed, they had all four carrying the dummy, whereas the Brazilians decided to opt for only two to bring it out of the house before a third joined to help his colleagues out. So, those of you who have just joined me, good morning. You're watching the UAE SWAT Challenge, here live from Dubai in the United Arab Emirates. And you can probably already tell that it was a much cleaner performance by the Russian team, Vityaz, than it was by COT from Brazil. It got off to a bad start. One of the team dropped their gas mask, which someone had to stop and collect, which then affected, of course, when they arrived at the kill house door. It meant that there was a little bit of a delay in getting that gas mask and putting that gas mask on. So as a result of that, they wasted valuable seconds. Now it's the turn of the first set of representatives from the United Arab Emirates, the home team, if you like, the Special Security Forces team. They are third up this morning, and like I said, I was told that it is an advantage to go later in the draw. First up is a disadvantage. And the reason is, of course, that you're able, as you can see down in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, you're able to see what others are doing. You're able to maybe use one or two tips or tricks that they have used. And the UAE team, the Special Security Forces team, they are next up. So, just to remind you, the sniper in the team has to climb to the top of that tower, fire a shot. Once that shot is fired, that is the starter for his colleagues, which are currently here on the start line, to race towards the kill house, put on their gas masks, and then enter the kill house and assault each of the rooms. There is a target in each of the rooms, which you'll see in just a second. And the accuracy of those targets is important. The whistle goes, the sniper makes his way into the tower, racing up the stairs. Oh, his weapon has come off. Again, every single one of these errors results in a delay, results in a loss of time. He now has to recover himself from that mistake of the weapon coming off his shoulder and prepare himself for the kill shot. Now there's a little bit of an issue here because he'd actually put the sniper rifle onto the tripod stand. One of the rules is that that muzzle, that barrel of the gun, must go through the little red hoop that you see on the left-hand side of your screen. There's a problem here. You can see the shake of the head. This is all wasted time. And there seems to be a misfire. So, as a result of this delay, there is no way that his colleagues can start across that line. And I'm beginning to wonder if it's a dud bullet. So he has to now come down from the tower. If there is a misfire or an issue with the actual gun, that is the responsibility of the team. And it will go against the team. So the sniper, who, like I said, just to keep you informed, the sniper has to come back down. And the penalty will be imposed here. You can see that right from the very start there were problems. The strap, which he's now trying to put back onto his weapon, came off as he was halfway up the flight of stairs. And now the judges are in discussion. So we are waiting for the Special Security Forces team of the United Arab Emirates to redress the issues that they faced so far. We're also waiting as well for RAK police, Ras Al Khaimah police. We need them to be making their way to the start line, as well as the General Command of the Amiri Guard, SOBR, and Sharjah Police, the A-team of Sharjah Police. We need them to make their way to the start line because they'll be up pretty soon. Well, the debrief is taking place right now. There's a deep discussion. And the sniper, the only member of the team, of course, who on this first challenge has a weapon and I wonder if the judges, because of those misfires, has allowed them to go again, and I think they have. The judges have had a discussion, and they've had a discussion, the judges, and I think they're going to let the Special Security Forces team have another crack at this, so a reprieve for the UAE side. Now, what can they do here? Maybe there was an issue with the ammunition, and just to remind you, the ammunition is provided by the organizers of the UAE SWAT challenge. The guns belong to each team. So the responsibility of the weapon is for each of the various countries' teams. The responsibility of the ammunition is, of course, the UAE SWAT challenge organizer. So we're going to go again. The whistle blows. The sniper makes his way up the tower. This time the gun is secured and does not, unlike the first time round, come off the strap. So already much quicker to the top of the tower. And let's see what happens here. The magazine goes in. A shot has to be fired. The bolt is checked. The bullet is in the chamber. The target is hit, which means the team can now assault the house. Next up, gas masks. There is a penalty, by the way, if gas masks are not on correctly. Now they can assault the house. Each member takes a different room, as you can see from this aerial shot. They must hit the target. And if they don't hit the target first time, they have to have a go until they do, which of course also delays things. And it's interesting to see how the Special Security Forces team from the United Arab Emirates has done things differently. Only 2 members of the team carrying the dummy out of the kill house. And 1 or 2 breathless competitors. I know that those of you who are maybe watching in the comfort of your home or on this Monday morning, probably your office, will be thinking that this is over very quickly. And yes, you're right, it is over very quickly, but it's such an intense physical experience. That's why when they get back to the start-finish line, quite often they're out of breath. Now, Team 4, next up, the Moroccan team. Direction Générale de la Sûreté Nationale, the Moroccan police SWAT assault team. They are 4th in the draw this morning. I wonder if they can perform to the heights that their football team did in the recent World Cup in Qatar. Smiles at the moment. I doubt there'll be smiles when they cross that finish line. Why? Well, because they will be out of breath. This challenge is short, but it's intensive. So, they're on the start-finish line. The judge will blow the whistle. The sniper is in position. And he is the one that gets everything underway, because that sprint to the top of the tower and the shot that is subsequently taken will determine when his colleagues can cross that start line. So, next to go, Morocco. He's ready. His colleagues are ready, waiting for the judge's whistle. And there we go, he's off. Sprinting up that staircase, making sure that his weapon is safe. There is, of course, penalty points for a lack of safety. He'll come through this door. And this is the most important part, just settling yourself down. That target that the sniper must hit is very small. And you see the difference that he is using. A little, what would you call it? A little rest under the stock. And this conversation that's going on with the judges is using up valuable time. The barrel, which is where the misunderstanding clearly was, must be through that red hoop that you can see. The shot is taken, which means his colleagues can race towards that kill house. Now, there's something that's important to point out, and that is that they have to be in single file behind the point man who has that shield. They're not allowed to spread out. They must arrive at the door in single file. Now they can spread out. And as you can see, the team member in the top right was last to enter his room, which will eat up valuable seconds. And as you can see, the shield man, a little bit of confusion with regards to the ram carrier. And I think one of the team members has hurt himself in that process, and they've now crossed that finish line. So, the Moroccan team. Remember, this is day one of the UAE SWAT Challenge. 5 days of competition. These first 4 days are more about technical. Day 5 is more physical. It's more assault courses, obstacles. Picture, of course. There was, of course, no edition of the UAE SWAT Challenge in 2021 because of COVID, but it was last year, and this is the 4th edition. And next up is the team from Pakistan, the Police Special Security Unit. The Pakistani side, they will be 5th, drawn 5th, of course. There was a draw yesterday to determine who went first, and like I said earlier on, if you've joined me late, it's considered amongst the various SWAT teams to be a disadvantage to go early in this competition. The later you can position yourself in the draw, the more advantageous it is. It's a series of challenges. And like I said, Pakistan will be the next team to get us underway here at the UAE SWAT Challenge. The Police Special Security Unit. Some countries have actually entered more than one team. There are 28 countries involved this year in the 2023 edition, but 55 teams. So we know that United Arab Emirates has entered more than one team. The whistle goes, the sniper sprints. It's about being fast, accurate, and safe. Wow! That is, without question, the speediest ascent up that sniper tower, and I would say that's probably the quickest that we've seen so far. And again, every single one of the snipers seems to have an issue of understanding that the barrel of the gun must go through that red hoop, and that's where the delay is. A deep breath from the sniper. The shot, the target's hit, and that's the signal for his colleagues to attack that kill house. And you have to say that the Pakistan team so far are looking pretty efficient. From what I've seen, and probably from what you have also seen, you would have to say that the Police Special Security Unit of Pakistan is probably as quick as the Russians, who I think have set the benchmark so far in the teams. And a great collaborative effort from the Pakistani unit. Deep breaths, of course, but the judges will assess if there were any errors. That means there will be penalties. 4 penalties in total. Missing a target, of course. You saw the 5 members of the team in the kill house. They all have to hit the target. If you miss a target, that's a 30-second time penalty. There's high fives from the Pakistani team members. I think they seem pretty happy with that, and so they should be. It certainly looked the most slick assault of the kill house that we've seen since the Russian team that went off first. There didn't look to be many errors. And there are, of course, procedural penalties as well. I mentioned before making sure that you arrive at the kill house door with in single file behind the shield man. Next up is the Abu Dhabi team, the A team from Abu Dhabi, the Abu Dhabi Police A team. Another one of the United Arab Emirates entries this year. And of course, he'll be watching on with interest. And of course, supporting the home side, as you'd expect. So, you can see the start-finish line. You can see that tall green tower to your right-hand side. That is the sniper tower. And it's the sniper who allows his colleagues to attack the kill house. So the sniper in any forces unit, any SWAT team, is a specialist position. And you have to say for this challenge, the same applies. If he doesn't get up those stairs quick enough, if he incurs any penalties, if he misses the target, it all affects the rest of his team. So the sniper is vital. The whistle goes, and the Abu Dhabi Police A-team sniper begins his race up the flight of stairs. The lactic acid that'll be going through those legs at the moment. And not only do you have that physical element to the sniper tower, but as you will see here, he has to then calm himself. And as you can see also from the Abu Dhabi Police A sniper, he puts that barrel of the gun straight through the red hoop, so no confusion there, no confusion with the judges, and a very quickly shot taken which allows his colleagues to assault the kill house. Gas masks. Remember, they can be penalized if gas masks are not on correctly. Now a bit slow on team member 3 for that target shot. The battering ram man has made his way out, and finally the dummy is carried across the line. And I think that the Abu Dhabi Police A team will be pretty pleased with that. And just remember, they have to run back from the kill house with those gas masks on. Not easy to breathe heavily in a gas mask. And all of these little things can affect what goes on. So, we've had the Abu Dhabi side. Next up, Wolfhound will be crossing the start-finish line. The sniper just waiting for the judge's whistle, of course. And we're just getting a few people out of the way from, and they have to reset, remember, the organizers. Reset the kill house, reset the targets, of course, make sure everything is okay before the next group can go. The whistle blows and the sniper is off. And I always find it interesting to see the difference in technique in all stages of this challenge. We saw the Pakistani sniper leaping up the stairs 3 or 4 at a time. On this occasion, a much more sure and steady approach, holding both the handrails. Now he's going to have a problem with the tripod, and the judge just obviously letting him know that the barrel of the gun must be through that red hoop. And I think there seems to be a lot of confusion with a number of the snipers as to what's required. I had a look yesterday at the rules. No bullet in the chamber. Now there is. That is precious, precious seconds that have been wasted by Team Wolfhound. But the shot is taken and his colleagues can now assault the kill house. Now, just to remind you, it must be single file, and Wolfhound were a little bit spread out when they approached that door, which means I think they will be penalized for that. The team must arrive at the kill house door in single file. The dummy is carried out. And they will race across this finish line, and it's interesting to see how they've all come together pretty much at once. The shield man, I think the shield man actually forgot the shield initially and just remembered at the last minute that he had to collect. They cross the finish line. And I wonder how they will feel about their performance. Now, the debrief is informal, of course, as you'd imagine. And the thing is that everyone is a judge here. Ras Al Khaimah Police, they are next up this morning. Can they better the Armenian team, Wolfhound? So we've seen the Special Security Forces team of the United Arab Emirates. We've seen Abu Dhabi Police A team. But RAK Police, Ras Al Khaimah Police, are next up. And I think what will be interesting amongst the teams all representing the United Arab Emirates, yes, they are in competition with others from around the world, but there will also be an internal competition amongst these. Have no doubt that they will be looking at what their fellow countrymen from Abu Dhabi Police A did. They will be looking at what the Special Security Forces team from the UAE did. So not only are they competing with other nationalities, they are also competing against the other teams here from the United Arab Emirates. So, the shield man must lead the squad off. The squad must be in single file behind the shield man. They can't spread out in a line, they must be in single file. Points are deducted, penalties are given. Remember, targets missed is a 30-second penalty. Procedural penalties usually are a 10-second deduction from the, or addition, I beg your pardon, on the time. So, the sniper is ready. Just to remind you, the sniper is the only person who can get proceedings going with regards to his colleagues that are standing behind him there. Once his shot is taken, and it's hit the target on the top of the tower, only then are his colleagues that are standing on that start-finish line, there you can see them, only then can they set off towards the kill house. So, Iraq Police waiting for the judge to blow his whistle, which will signal the start of this group, and the sniper is just waiting for that whistle to blow. Day one of the 5-day UAE SWAT challenge you're watching live here this Monday morning. And I think we are almost ready to go. Always interesting to watch the contrast in the way that each team approaches this challenge, whether it be the technique they use to climb the stairs. Whistle blows and the sniper is off. The holding of the handrails, just like we saw the Armenian team, sniper, he did exactly the same. Most of the others have disregarded the handrails and just sprinted up those stairs. The Iraq team, barrel of that gun straight into the red loop, so speed is good. No misunderstandings. The target is hit. The shot is fired. And the assault team make their way towards the kill house. Remember, next stage is the gas masks. They've all got to be on, and they've got to be on properly. There are judges who are watching this. The door is breached. And all 5 team members have to hit the target. If they don't hit the target, it's a 30-second time penalty. The battering ram carrier, he's already picked up the ram and made his way out the door. And the rest of his team follows, and last up, sprinting with that body, that dummy. And there you can see the clock on the left-hand side. I think the clock stopped, did it, on 1:49? I'll just get confirmation of the time of that. Here we have the times, and you can see that Vitiaz, they had time penalties. The Moroccan side and the Russian side. The Russian side were quick, but because of all those time penalties, they have ended up in 5th so far in the standings. And the Police Special Security Unit of the UAE is currently leading on 1:33. So, there's another look at it. And this is why this is very entertaining for those of us who are watching. The Russian side, Vitiaz, that looked so slick and efficient first out of the gate because of those time penalties. And you can see they had the quickest original time, but because of the penalties, they are currently lying last in the teams that have gone out so far this morning. The sniper is on his way and has reached the top of the tower. The magazine goes in. This is the general command of the Amiri B team, that is. Another of the United Arab Emirates entries. The shot is taken and the colleagues can sprint away, and you'd have to say that procedurally that looks pretty good, that single file. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gas masks are on. They can now enter the kill house and sprint straight to their designated rooms, of course. 5 members. There's still 3 that have got to take that shot, so a little bit of a delay here for the general command of the Amiri B team. And they're still waiting. They're still waiting for one more. Finally, the 5th team member comes out. So there's obviously a few problems in that room. And finally, the dummy is carried out of the house, and the finish line is crossed by the general command of the Amiri B team, another of the United Arab Emirates entries. Now, this is where an understanding of how speed is not always the most important thing, making sure you don't pick up penalties is just as important, as we saw from the results so far. It's not just about being the quickest, it's about being the safest. It's about making sure that the procedures are followed as much as possible, and of course hitting the targets. That is one of the most serious penalties you can pick up in this morning challenge. 30 seconds. Is the penalty if a target is missed. And I wonder what tips and tricks as we see the Russian side, SOBR, line up for their opportunity. I wonder what information those watching on there, the other teams of course, who maybe are later in the draw. This is team number 10, 10th in the draw this morning from Russia. Following them is another 2 teams from the United Arab Emirates before we see Kenya involved. But SOBR will be next. Be quick, be efficient, be safe, and the chances are you'll come out of this Monday morning challenge with a good point score. And the Russian team, they crossed that line very quickly, just like their countrymen who went off first in the draw this morning. They were quick. Were they efficient? So, the second of the Russian teams have certainly set a benchmark. We'll find out what penalties they have incurred, but they were very quick indeed, the SOBR team from Russia. Now it's the turn of Sharjah Police. The A team of Sharjah Police. They are next up in the draw. Final instructions from the starter. He will blow the whistle. When he blows the whistle, the sniper will sprint up those stairs, and he's off. Safety is important. We have seen teams already this morning receive penalties. Sniper through the door. Very quick to get that barrel of his rifle through the red hoop. The magazine is in, the bullet in the chamber, the shot is fired. And that means that his colleagues can sprint towards the door. Before they can go through that door, the gas masks must be on. They head towards each of their designated kill rooms. Shots fired, remember, penalties for targets missed. And this is quick. This is very quick from the Sharjah Police A team. That is one of the quickest we've seen so far this morning. The dignitaries will be impressed by that from the Sharjah Police A team. A very, very quick and efficient assault by Sharjah Police A. And you can understand why there's high fives and hugs. And even a round of applause from their colleagues, of course. That was impressive. That was very impressive from Sharjah Police A. But remember, it's not just about the clock. It's about trying to pick up as few penalties as possible. Next up, Kenya, the Special Operations Group. They will be tackling this day one challenge. And last minute discussions. It's like a team talk, isn't it? And there you can see the Rwanda side. They will be up a little bit later on. They will follow. But right now, it's the Special Operations Group of Kenya who will take on this day one challenge here in the desert of Dubai. This is the 2023 UAE SWAT Challenge, the 4th edition of this competition. And the starter just giving final instructions.
Are you ready?
The whistle blows. The sniper can attack that tower. Not touching the rails, like I said earlier. Interesting to see how different techniques are used by different teams. Comes through that door. Must get down. It's the shot has to be taken in the prone position. In other words, lying down. The magazine. It's a little bit of a can't get that magazine in. He's having a problem with that magazine. The magazine is still not in. Now it's in, and getting that barrel through that red hoop is important. And only when all of those things are done can that shot be taken. Deep breath. And now his colleagues can cross the start line and assault the house. Before they can go through that door, though, the gas masks must be on. That can incur penalties if it's not done correctly. We all head to the designated rooms, the 5 team members. One of the quickest in terms of shots taken at the target that we've seen so far. And a very different method of carrying that very heavy dummy across the finish line by the Special Operations Group of Kenya. I think it is worth pointing out that technique is important. And you can always tell by the look on the faces as they come across that finish line as to how happy each teams are, each member of each team. They know, don't they? They know. They know whether they've had a good run, a bad run, or an indifferent run. "55 teams in total from 28 countries. Will the current champions, Abu Dhabi Police, retain their crown? We will find out by the end of the week. And when I say technique, being efficient is important, it really is important. Abu Dhabi Police last year did not come first in any of the challenges, but because they were so consistent and racked up points and kept penalties to a minimum, they came out on top. And that's what's important, consistency in all of the challenges. Whistle blows. The Rwandan SWAT team sniper races up the stairs. He races to the top of that big green tower that you can see on the right-hand side of your screen. Through the door. The weapon comes off the shoulder. Hope that he can get that magazine in quicker than the Kenyan team, and he certainly can. The bullet is in the chamber, the shot is taken, and now the Rwandan team can assault the house. Gas masks on. Now they can breach the door. One, two, three, 4, 5. And they've got the dummy. Can they keep a hold of that dummy as they cross the finish line? Yes, they can. And a very good showing, a very, very good showing, it has to be said, by the Rwandan SWAT team. Yeah, quite rightly, a round of applause. That's one of the better ones we've seen this morning from the Rwandan SWAT team. It will all now be about the penalties that have been incurred, if any. In fact, I need to just get confirmation, but I don't think there has been a team that's gone without penalty this morning. It's inevitable that there will be some mistakes or some procedures that have not been followed and have incurred a penalty. The odd target that has been missed, of course. Next up in the draw is the Kingdom of Bahrain SWAT team. Maybe someday in the future we will see that little youngster. Who knows? Racing up the tower, perhaps? Still to come is another of the Bahrainian teams. The whistle blows and the sniper, ooh, has a problem already. I think the strap has come off his weapon, which is why you can see him holding it almost in an awkward manner. I think just as he entered the sniper tower, I think the strap came off. Let's see, yep. Magazine in, Bullet in the chamber. Shot fired and missed, so there'll be a penalty, a 30-second penalty for that target miss. Meanwhile, his colleagues attack the kill house. Door breached. As you can see from that fabulous aerial shot, 5 rooms. Each team member is assigned a room, and a target has to be hit in each of those rooms. Oh, they've stumbled, the Bahrain team. How much time will that cost them? They eventually cross the finish line. I think what may save the Bahrain team in terms of time will be that they were very efficient actually in the house. But I think when it comes to penalties, I think there could be problems here for the Bahraini team. Not only was that target missed by the sniper, but they dropped the dummy as well. All valuable, precious seconds. All penalties that you do not want to incur. So, can the Serbian side better those who've gone before? They are next up. The Serbian Gendarmerie. They are going to be next across the start-finish line. And deep in thought, as you can see. Just waiting for the starter judge to let them know when they're ready, and that's what you call camaraderie, isn't it? Just making sure his colleagues' ear defenders or earplugs are taped in, because obviously, as you've just seen, shots are fired, so want to make sure the ears are protected, of course. That's what the reason, if you're wondering why the ears are taped, it's to keep the earplugs in the ears whilst they're taking on the physical challenges during the course of the week. We've had so far teams from Bahrain, from Russia, from Rwanda, from Kenya, obviously here from the United Arab Emirates. We've had a team from Armenia, Pakistan, Morocco, and Brazil. Now it's the turn of the Serbians. A little bit of a delay here. I think the organizers are just making sure that both the kill house and the sniper tower are reset. If any damage is done or anything is moved, of course, in the house, that all has to be put back in place. The kill house door has to be resealed. And the Serbians wait patiently for the starter judge to make sure everything is ready, and gets the nod from his colleagues. There you see members of the Dubai Police SWAT team. This is the 2023 UAE SWAT Challenge that you're watching live this Monday morning. A very cold February morning by United Arab Emirates standards. Probably not as cold as it is in Serbia, right now. Believe me, they're not jumping up and down to warm up. They are jumping up and down because they're ready. And they make their way to the start line. When the starter's whistle goes, the sniper on your right-hand side, he can begin his ascent of the sniper tower, that big green building that you can see there.
Are you ready?
A nod of acknowledgement, and the sniper is off, sprinting up those stairs. And this looks good. This looks quick already, as long as there are no mistakes between arriving on the platform and taking the shot. Magazine in, but the barrel is not through the red hoop. Now it is. The shot, the target is hit, and the rest of the team can sprint towards that door. The door is breached, and this looks slick, it looks efficient by the Serbian team. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fifth one eventually comes. A lot of shouting and encouragement from those that are not carrying the dummy, and that looks good by the Serbian side. That looks very good and efficient by the Serbs. Yeah, I imagine they'll be happy with that. Obviously, time will tell once the judges have assessed any penalties that need to be given. It's very easy to sit here and look at each team, their technique, what they do, what they don't do, but we are not the judges. I'm not a judge. Only they can decide where procedural penalties should be applied, where target penalties should be applied. Next up, it's the turn of Fujairah Police. Another of the entrants from the United Arab Emirates. Can they follow their compatriots from other Emirates in previous editions of the UAE SWAT Challenge? Remember, previous winners in the 3 years of this competition are Dubai and Abu Dhabi Police. Dubai Police currently leading with 2 victories in 2019 and 2020, and Abu Dhabi Police, the current champions. Is this year the turn of Fujairah Police, or even maybe Sharjah Police, to take that crown, to take that title, to take that trophy? They train, they prepare. All of us were yesterday at the briefing where the organizers and the judges answered questions from each of the teams about various procedural points. There is a hefty set of rules for this competition, and it's always interesting to see, well, first of all, who studied those rules, and secondly, the interpretations of those rules. Fujairah Police. They follow the Serbians next in the draw. And now the starter lets them know that I wonder if they are discussing tactics. The starter judge just issues the final instructions, and the sniper is ready. If you've just joined us, the sniper goes first. Only when he gets to the top of the tower and takes his shot can his teammates head for the house and assault that front door. So you can see them waiting patiently on that start-finish line. Once they hear that shot, only then can they go. Sniper in position. Magazine in. And there is a bullet in the chamber. There was just a quick word there with the judges. I'm not exactly sure why. The shot is taken and the team can race towards the kill house. The door is breached. Three shots are taken, 4, and there goes the final 5th shot. Remember, after they've taken the shot, they must holster their pistol. They can't leave each of the target rooms without the pistol being holstered, and across the finish line for Fujairah Police. Now, all of these teams, of course, are colleagues. They work together on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. But sometimes it's not the same 5. When it comes to this competition, it's finding that chemistry, it's finding that cohesion. And as we saw last year in the 2022 edition, it's about consistency, as Abu Dhabi Police showed us. Another team from Bahrain, the Royal Special Forces team, the B team from Bahrain. They will be next to cross that start-finish line. Last-minute words of encouragement. Quite often it's the calm voices that can just settle any nerves. Adrenaline starts flowing at this point. It's not the point that the shot is fired, it's not the point at which the starter judge's whistle goes. It's the point at which they line up in that box, ready to complete the challenge. Bit of stretching. I think it's worth reiterating how much of a physical challenge this is. Now, the first 4 days are not really considered the physical days. That's the final day with the assault courses and the obstacles. But still, even though this is more of a technical day on day 1, there is a large physical element to it. make their way to the start line. And the sniper receives the final instructions. Just reminding the teams, of course, they've been through the briefing, they've been through the rules, but sometimes adrenaline can take over, so it's just a reminder that they can't cross that line till the shot is taken, and that the sniper cannot go until the whistle is blown. There goes the whistle, and there goes the Royal Special Forces team from Bahrain sniper sprinting up those stairs. That's quick. Very quick. And there again, a different technique once more in terms of that rifle on the shoulder. This looks good from the Royal Special Forces team of Bahrain. There goes the shot, and there goes his colleagues. One struggling with the gas mask there. That may be costly. That may be costly. Pick up the dummy and then race out through that door. 3 carrying and across the finish line. 121 over the line. Any penalties to be added to that may change how things stand. We will see soon the standings as they are for the teams that have gone so far. So the Royal Special Forces team of Bahrain have completed this day 1 challenge of the UAE SWAT Challenge 2023. And you can see we have plenty of support here this Monday morning in the winter sunshine. Few interested onlookers, of course. Some of those watching this morning are involved with the teams. They might be support personnel, but there are others here this morning who are just here to watch. Whistle goes. Albania it is up next. Sniper from Albania has his barrel down. They all have different techniques. Some carry the barrel up, some carry the stock up. The magazine's in. He's just setting himself. You can see that that tray where the magazine was lying in is now underneath his body, and I wonder if that's causing a few problems. He eventually moves it out the way, and he's clearly not happy. I think that is just that's caused the problem and the delay. The shot's still not taken by the Albanian sniper. And he still doesn't seem comfortable. Finally, his colleagues can make that sprint across the car park towards the house. The door is breached. And they all make their way to their assigned rooms with the judges watching closely on. Pistols have been holstered. And the team race back towards that finish line. And the Albanians are done, and you can see they've crossed the 2-minute mark. And it has to be said that most of those 2 minutes were taken by those problems that the sniper had at the beginning, on top of that tower. The assault team, well, they were relatively good. But like I said, those issues by the Albanian sniper will have cost them dearly. Dubai Police, one of the previous winners of this competition back in 2020. Let's see the women of Dubai Police, the C team. Show their male counterparts how it should be done. Plenty of support for the Dubai Police females. You can hear the shouts and chants in the background. There is that support, the popular support. We all hope they do well. Starter's whistle. And they are underway. The sniper racing up those flights of stairs. It's not just the speed of going up that big green tower. As we've just seen with the Albanian team, this element here is vital. One bullet chambered, and that's very quick, very, very quick from the Dubai Police C team sniper. This is impressive. This is very impressive. Can they hit their targets in the kill rooms, the assigned kill rooms? Little bit of a delay from the 5th member of the team taking that shot. The dummy is on the shoulders. And they sprint out that door. This is good. This is very good. 119 for the Dubai Police C team as they cross that finish line. A round of applause from their colleagues, a round of applause from the onlookers. They've done well. They've done well, very well. Thumbs up. There you can see it. And they are happy with that. They are very happy with that. Came out as a unit. And there you see the clock says it all. Like I said, there are penalties to be assessed by the judges, if any. He will be pleased, that's for sure. And they certainly did better, the Dubai Police C team, the women's team, than the Albanian team that we saw that went just before them. Next up, Uzbekistan. The Uzbeki SWAT team are next in the draw, and they follow the Dubai Police C team, flying the flag, of course, of Uzbekistan. And I must say, I love the international competitive element of this. That's what makes this competition so great. Not only are you competing against the clock, not only are you competing against the rules and the judges' interpretations of the various rules, but you're also competing against other countries. And that's what adds the extra element of spice to this, the UAE SWAT challenge. So, final instructions, the whistle goes, and the Uzbekis get their attempt underway. That is a very rapid ascent of the stairs by the Uzbeki sniper, I beg your pardon, as he comes through that tower door. A little bit of an issue getting that bullet in the chamber. The shot is fired, which means, of course, that his colleagues, that's a very neat single file. The judges will like that. This is looking good from the Uzbekistanis. And a very consistent and cohesive number of targets hit all at the same time. This looks good. This looks very good by the Uzbekis, and a leap of joy by their coaches as they cross the finish line. And I think that will be an impressive tally come the final standings. We will get an update on the final standings soon, but they seem pretty happy with that. A little bit of a debrief. Wouldn't you love to be able to listen in to everything that they are saying and discussing after they've completed the task, after they've completed the challenge? And now it's a turn of another of the Dubai Police teams. This time it's Dubai Police A team. We've seen the women just a few moments ago. Now it's the men. A little bit of stretching. And you can see, can't you? You can see the that little bit of tension. The odd bit of nerves. They're all thinking through what they have to do next. Just walking through in their minds each of their tasks. So, Dubai Police A are next to go. The whistle blows and the sniper sprints into that stairwell. This looks pretty quick so far from the Dubai Police A team. He comes through that door. At the top of the stairs there is an official, a judge, and also a member of the squad. I think, I'm not sure, but I think that might have been the target missed, so that will incur a penalty. Shots fired in each of the kill rooms. And gas mask just falling off there, one of the leading members of the team, but the line is crossed, and that is very quick indeed. One of the quickest we've seen so far. 104.84 is where the clock stopped. But like I said, we'll get confirmation a little bit later on, but I'm not sure that sniper target was hit. So if it wasn't hit, and that's a big if it wasn't hit from what I saw there, let's have another look at it. Did he hit the target? If he didn't hit the target, it's a 30-second penalty. Well, we didn't see the actual shot, but I think the sniper missed that target. And we will see soon the standings as they are in terms of the various teams. He's not happy, is he? That was the sniper. There was a little shake of the head there, and I think he knows, doesn't he? He knows that even though his team had one of the fastest times in terms of assaulting that house this morning, that time penalty could cost them dearly. And this is what's so fabulous about the UAE SWAT challenge. One mistake, one little mistake can cost you. It's about consistency. It's about keeping those mistakes to a minimum. Here is the Executive Protection Unit from Kenya. They are next up. We've already had one of the Kenyan teams. We had the Special Operations Group from Kenya a little bit earlier on. But now it's the turn of their countrymen, the Executive Protection Unit. A little bit of a warm-up. And as soon as they're given the go-ahead to approach the start line by the starter judge, they will be ready to go next. And we have to wait, of course, for the judges in the various locations, obviously inside the kill house itself, to make sure that the scene is reset once again for the next group that comes through. Now, after every assault, the judges not only reset the kill house, put the dummy back, for example, make sure the targets are reset, but they also have a little discussion as well about the team that's just come through. There may be some points of difference. They will analyze the assault and determine if there are any penalties to be given out, or if they were happy. As you know, there are various locations. We have the 5 separate kill rooms, of course, that the 5 assault team members enter. So each of them has to be judged. The targets, of course, that goes without saying. The breaching of the door. These teams are being judged from the minute they cross the line. So, whilst the Kenyans wait to go, just confirmation that Sharjah Police A team currently tops the table. And even though they weren't fastest across the line, they only had a time of 1:09.5. They had no penalties, and that's why penalties are so vital to finishing with a good score here. The Pakistan Police Special Security Unit, they too incurred no penalties. And that's why they are lying in second. So, the Kenyans, the Executive Protection Unit are underway. The sniper sprints up those steps and then makes his way up the stairs. So many decisions to be made. Do you take it step by step? Do you leap 2 or 3 steps at a time? That rifle just got caught a little bit on his body armor, which will have slowed him up somewhat. The magazine goes in. Bullet is in the chamber. The safety is off. Still no shot taken though. Target hit, and that shot signals that the team can attack that door. Interesting that the Executive Protection Unit from Kenya decided to do things just a little bit different. We've always seen the shield man, his position being left hand side of that front door before it's breached. The shield man on this occasion went to the right hand side. And this looks good from the Kenyans. This looks very good from the Kenyans. .144.34. The only damage to their time really being done by a little bit of a delay with the shot from the sniper. There you see the temperature of 23 degrees centigrade, so where you're placed in the drawer is important. I'm told by some of those that are involved this morning that you don't want to be first, you don't want to be early. There you see the wind speed, 21 kilometers an hour, so it's a breezy morning here in the United Arab Emirates. And as the temperature rises, it makes things a little bit trickier as well. It was very, very cool first thing this morning when dawn broke. It was 17 degrees centigrade. It's now up to 23 degrees centigrade. So how much does that have a bearing as the teams follow? Does it increase the mistakes? Perhaps. Does it result in more penalties? Perhaps. As we see the first team tackle this challenge from South Africa. It's the Special Task Force A from the South African Police. Most of the teams that are currently leading the table have either had no time penalties or maybe only one 10-second time penalty. The biggest time penalties so far have been incurred by Abu Dhabi Police and by the Russian SOBR. They've had 30-second time penalties.
After the whistle. Are you ready? Yes, sir.
And the South Africans get their challenge underway. So it's not just about the speed with which the sniper races up those stairs. The weapon must be safe at all times. That's something else the judge looks at. Magazine in, bullet in the chamber. And this is very quick and on target from the South Africans. A very cohesive sprint towards the door. This looks good. This looks very good so far from the South African Police Special Task Force. One of the team was just a little bit slow. And they're racing towards that finish line, being cheered across that finish line, the South Africans. And I think that will be a time to challenge the leaders from the Special Task Force team of South Africa. Remember, penalties, if there are any, to be considered when the final positions are calculated. And I think it's worth just coming back to the scoreboard as it stands. As we see the Saudi flag, they will be next up. I think it's worth coming back to the scoreboard and pointing out that the first team to get underway today, Vityaz from Russia, they incurred 2.5 minutes of penalties. Procedural penalties, targets missed. Wolfhound from Armenia, they incurred 2 minutes and 20 seconds of time penalties. And that's where the damage was done. So, not just about speed. Not just about speed. The Saudi Forces B team, they will be next up. So, Saudi Forces B team. They're ready. The whistle blows. And the sniper sprints up that first flight of stairs. It's usually about now where that lactic acid is flowing into your muscles. And this last little bit can be torture. Heavy on the legs. And the breathing is so important as a sniper. After racing up those stairs, it's about just trying to calm yourself down, get your breathing under control to take that shot. I think that's a miss, and that will incur a penalty, I have no doubt. Gas masks is the next step. The door is breached. And now, can the 5-member assault team make up for the miss of the sniper? It looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. And they've got that Dummy up onto the shoulders. And the breach man and the shield man already across the line. And that's a solid time for the Saudis. But, and it's a big but, I imagine that the judges will, I'm not a judge obviously, but I imagine they will add a penalty onto that time for the missed target by the sniper. So that could prove very costly for the Saudi team. And we will just have a reset here. There are 25 judges in total. Obviously you saw the judge up on the top of the sniper tower, assessing not only the loading of the rifle, but also safety procedures. Now it will be the turn of the Americans. The NYPD Emergency Services Unit are next up here in the UAE SWAT Challenge. And again, final words. The New York Police Department will get their turn to attack this course. And just to show you how the temperature is changing, you can see there the starter official. Jacket off now. Things are getting warmer here. And the sniper of the NYPD team is off and up and running. Being a bit more cautious up those stairs, it has to be said, than some of the earlier teams that we've seen. Slow and steady. Magazine is in. The target is hit, so there will be no penalty incurred for the Americans. Gas masks are on, the door is breached. Now it's all about each member, each of the 5 members hitting their targets. You can see that they've got to hit that little white disc between the 2 red discs. It's a narrow little gap. And as they make their way across that finish line, almost dropping the dummy, just made it over, I think, in a time of 1:26:30. That was close. You could see that dummy was slipping out of their grasp, getting lower and lower and lower, and they just crossed the line before dropping that dummy. Well, I think I'll probably need to go and check the rules with regards to the dummy touching the ground. Is it video assistant referees that have another look at these things and determine whether the sleeve of that dummy touched the ground before they crossed the finish line? Oh, well, we'll find out now. However, whilst we contemplate that, now it's the turn of the Colombians. The Colombian SWAT team. The shield man, he's that man at the front, as the name suggests, but this is the most important element of this task. The rest of the team members, the 4 behind him, must be in single file. They can't spread out. So the shield man, I beg your pardon, he leads the line, he leads the way, the rest must follow. They can't just all sprint any way they want to towards that door, but none of them can go until this man takes his shot. That rifle is bouncing around on his back. We've seen that already so far this morning, where it's come off the strap and caused problems. So far, so good. Magazine in, bullet chambered, and I think he's going to have a problem here with the angle of this. We've seen before that it's a much shallower angle, and now finally, after taking the tripod down, and that's a very quick and accurate shot considering the problems that he had initially, which sets the Colombian team on their way towards that door. They're in. The breach man last to enter the kill house. All 5 targets hit, and that's pretty consistent by the Colombians. And this time the dummy is well over the line before he's dropped. In a much quicker time, it has to be said. 1:31.43 for the Colombians. So pretty good time for them, depending of course if any penalties have been incurred. Now it's the turn of the Iraqi counter-terrorism team. They will get their opportunity. Thumbs up at the moment. Will it be thumbs up when they cross the finish line? No one yet has bettered Sharjah Police A team and their time of 1:09.05. A time that was helped considerably by the fact that they did not incur any penalties whatsoever, the Sharjah team. They are followed in second place by the Rwandan team. What can the Iraqi counter-terrorism team do? This is such a key element, the sniper. He has to get to the top of that tower as quickly as possible, as safely as possible. And this little bit here has caused problems for a number of the snipers this morning, as we see there. A number of them are elected to go for the tripod, but the tripod seems to prove problematic and an issue. And as you can see, in all of this is wasting valuable seconds. But the target has been hit, so no penalty there. Which means the assault team can now enter the building. That shield is just getting in the way. The dummy is on the shoulders they'll head out through that door. And race across that finish line. And the Iraqi counter-terrorism team have done it in 1 minute 33 seconds, not including any penalties, if they have incurred any penalties. But what we're seeing is a pattern, isn't it? Those who can, in particular the sniper, if they can get that part of this challenge correct, if the sniper can get to the top of the tower, get laid down in the prone position very quickly, and bring his rifle to bear on sight very quickly and get that shot away fast, it makes a huge difference to the overall time. Next up, the Bulgarians. The whistle blows and the SWAT team from Bulgaria are underway. What makes it a little bit more difficult is just to stop that rifle from bouncing around on your back. You have to keep a hold of the butt, which makes it not quite as easy to sprint up those stairs, but this looks good so far from the Bulgarian sniper. Down quick, target hit, and the assault team is underway. And they're through that door pretty quickly. This looks efficient from the Bulgarians. Just one of those that was a little bit slow. The third team member delayed his shot, and that will cost them. That will cost them. But for those of you who are enjoying watching this UAE SWAT challenge this morning, you can probably tell that patterns are starting to build, where you can save time, where time costs you, plus of course the penalties. But the Bulgarians, that little bit of a delay with a shot in one of the kill rooms, 1:27.03 was their final time. And here we can see the leaderboard, currently topped by Sharjah Police A team. And look at the top three sides that are on that leaderboard. None of them have penalties, and that's the difference. They haven't been the quickest, as you can see. The Rwandans, for example, they crossed the 1:30 mark with their actual time, but with no penalties. It's put them second in the table. And the same for the Pakistan Police Special Security Unit. They too were over 1:30. That 1.5 minute mark. But because they had no penalties, the Pakistani unit, it's put them third in the standings. So, next up the Saudi team, the A team this time. We have already seen the Saudi B team. Now it's the turn of the Saudi A team. The sniper is underway. Making good time up those stairs, the Saudi sniper. And I think this is the best way to do it, to get that barrel of the rifle through the red hoop first, and then to get the bullet in the chamber. Target hit, so there'll be no penalty. Remember, if you've just joined us, it's a 30-second time penalty if a target is missed. They're in position in the respective kill rooms. A little bit of a delay with the second team member, the second shooter. They've come very quickly out of the house with that dummy, but they're losing it. Can they keep a hold of it across the line? Yes, they can. And it seems to be the target time, doesn't it? Everyone seems to want to get under that 1.5 minute mark. That is obviously the aim. The Russians looking on. I'm not sure if that's one of the Russian teams that's already gone. I think it, remember they have had 2 teams through already, the Russians. But the first Russian team incurred a huge number of time penalties. If I remember correctly, it was over 2.5 minutes of penalties, which cost them dearly. But this is how things stand at the top of the table. Sharjah Police A team still the side to beat. 109, very quick, and no time penalties. And the judges processing all the information from the, like I said earlier, 25 judges in total, but they are the ones who are tasked with processing the information, processing the time penalties, if there are any, of course, and then giving that final count. Another of the Russian sides, this is the Akhmat team. And they are next up here in the UAE SWAT Challenge 2023. Live this Monday morning in February. I think that in comparison to some of the past editions of this competition, where we've been maybe a little bit unlucky with the weather on the day, or the temperature on the day to be specific, this is perfect conditions, you have to say, for this Monday challenge. That may not be the same though for the other days this week. Remember, it's a 5-day competition. The final day, Friday, is very physical. A lot of obstacles, the assault course. That's a day where the temperature will play a key part, of course, and fitness levels. Final instructions from the starter. The whistle goes, and the sniper sprints up those flights of stairs. The Akhmat team from Russia. The judge watching on. Barrel of the rifle immediately through the red hoop, so that's a good start. The magazine was quickly in. We didn't see whether he hit the target. The assault team can now attack that front door. This looks pretty impressive from the Akhmat team of Russia. They're not hanging around, and a very well coordinated and cohesive unit crossed the line in 1:04.46. The Akhmat team, that is quick. Now, what we don't know is if the sniper hit the target. We didn't see that, but I will assume for now that the sniper did hit the target, and I'm seeing and guessing from the smiles, from the high fives, from the backslapping, that they are very happy with that. Have no doubt that they would not be that pleased if the sniper missed the target, so I think it's safe to assume that he did hit it. 1:04 is the quickest time that we've had this morning, and it beats the 1:09 of Sharjah police. In fact, Sharjah police have actually come across, and very, very sportingly, and you have to say that's great to see. They are applauding the Akhmat team from Russia. Oh, they are happy. They are very happy with that, the Russians. Well, we will see if any procedural penalties were incurred. We will find out in due course if there were any other targets missed. Certainly from what I saw inside the kill house, it looked like every single one of that five-man team found his target. Next up, it's the Indonesians. Well, follow that, as the saying goes. They've just witnessed the fastest assault that we've seen so far this morning. There's a seconds being wasted here. I think there's a little bit of confusion as to what is requested.
Here. Down.
And this is going to cost the Indonesians dearly.
There you go.
That confusion will have done damage to the Indonesians' attempt. But at least the target's hit, so no time penalty for the sniper with regards to missing that target. Now he's going to have to rely on the assault team to try and make up some of that lost time. Still one to shoot, so a little bit of a delay there as well. A bit of confusion here, but the Indonesians are over the line. And it's not the worst time that we've seen this morning, by a long way. It's not the worst. Smiles. Hello, 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 hello. I hope they're enjoying it. Well, we haven't yet seen the official finish time of the Indonesians. You can see the temperature just creeping up as the morning wears on. Remember, 55 teams to compete this morning. And at the moment, we've had 32 so far that have made their way through this challenge. wait for the officials to reset the kill house and the sniper tower. Now, when they all get back to the hotel later this afternoon, as we see the team from Bahrain line up, there will be a lot of debrief and analysis, no doubt, of what happened this morning, things that maybe could have been done better, things that they'll change, all the things that they may do differently for day 2, which is tomorrow, of course. So, the Ministry Special Operations Unit of Bahrain are underway as the sniper sprints up those stairs to the top of that big green tower that you can see there. And very slick and efficient to get that rifle down, that sniper's rifle down through the red hoop, and the target is hit. This looks quite good from the Bahrainis. Breach of the door. All targets hit. And now they're on their way back out through that kill house door and being cheered on across the line. And that's a good time. That's a very good time. Anything under 130 is very good this morning. 115.14. And they're happy with that. They're very happy with that. You can understand why that team from Bahrain are smiling. 115.14 will put them towards the top. It won't put them top of the leaderboard, but it will put them towards the top of the standings. Remember that we had a time, a cross the line time, that's obviously not including any penalties. We had a cross the line time of 1:04. But if there are no penalties, that could put the Bahraini SWAT team into 3rd place if there are no time penalties. Put it this way, it would certainly put them in the top 5, that's for sure. But they are happy with that. Next up, it's the Philippine Police Force, the National Police Force of the Philippines. They will begin their attempt on the UAE SWAT Challenge 2023. All of the sides lining up this week looking to take that crown from the Abu Dhabi Police Force, who are the current champions, of course. The whistle goes, and the sniper is on his way to the top of that tower. And again, I think there's going to be an issue here, because just as we've seen for those who have struggled so far this morning on top of this sniper tower, he's put his tripod up, which means the angle of the rifle does not allow him to get a shot on target. And this is where the officials, the organizers, have to explain that this is not a position where you can use the tripod. So that's cost the Philippines team time. But the target is hit, which means the assault team can attack that door again. The shield man, who's the man at the front, he goes to the right-hand side of that door. And maybe we'll get someone who knows better than I do to tell us which is the more efficient position, the shield to the right or the shield to the left as you assault that front door. But this looks pretty good from the Philippines National Police team, and they cross the line, but they can't come under that magic 1.5 minute mark that seems to be the benchmark for a pretty good run this morning in this UAE SWAT challenge. So next up, Abu Dhabi Police. The Abu Dhabi Police, the current champions of the UAE SWAT Challenge. One of their teams from last year winning the 2022 title. Can they retain that trophy? And this looks good, it looks efficient. Target hit, no wasting time with the tripod for Abu Dhabi Police B team. They elect, of course, the shield man elects to go left-hand side of the door. The breach man through the middle. After every shot is taken, the pistol must be reholstered before they can leave each of the respective kill rooms. And good teamwork from Abu Dhabi Police B team, and that looks like a very good time indeed from the side from the capital. They seem pretty happy with it. They seem pretty happy with it, don't they? Now the judges will analyze. They'll analyze the shots. The targets hit seemed pretty good. So I imagine they will be impressed by that. 1 minute 20.01. So not the fastest we've seen this morning, but like I said before, it all comes down to not incurring penalties. They can be costly, the penalties. And next in the draw is Vietnam Police. It's a wonderful winter's day here in the United Arab Emirates for this UAE SWAT challenge. Very cold, a little bit of fog this morning when everyone first arrived here. But Vietnam Police, what can they do? The whistle blows and the sniper is off. You can see the rifle bouncing off both the railings and the wall there. I don't know how the judges will see that. Remember, safety is key, and they are judged on safety. And I think because of the tripod issue, once again, how many times have we seen that this morning? The tripod being extended causes a problem. In fact, you simply can't take a shot at the target if you have the tripod extended. But the target is hit, so there'll be no penalty there. However, there has been time wasted by that tripod issue. The gas masks are all on. They are not allowed to go through that door until every team member has their gas mask on. And the second team member just having a little bit of an issue reholstering his pistol. That is something judges are very particular about, making sure that that pistol goes back in the holster, like their gun. And someone has dropped their gun, so I'm sure there might or may be a penalty for that procedural error. They did not hit the magic 1.5 minute mark. They've gone just over that, 1 minute 36.96. But as you can see there, a gun has been dropped. And I'm sure, I'm not a judge, but I'm sure the judges will not look positively on that. That will cost the Vietnamese team very dearly, I imagine. Their time, even though it wasn't sub 1 minute 30, which is where all of the best times have been so far this morning, it's still respectable time. But here you see it again. Just watch as they sprint across the car park. You can see the gun drop out of the holster, and that little look back, he knows it, doesn't it? He knows it. There you see it, the gun just falling to the ground as they were sprinting across that car park. Here it is again. Just look at on the right hand side of your screen. That is considered unsafe, and I imagine that will incur a procedural penalty. Two types of penalties: procedural penalties and target penalties. If you don't hit your target, they are the more costly penalties. They are 30-second penalties for missing a target. Procedural penalties are 10-second penalties, but multiples of those 10 seconds can be applied. So it all just depends on how the judges determine what happened with the Vietnamese team on their effort. Next up, Montenegro. the counter-terrorist unit from Montenegro. Their chance at having a crack at the 2023 UAE SWAT Challenge. 55 teams from 28 countries. We are in the 4th edition of this competition. A competition that started back in 2019. We lost a year, of course, because of COVID when there was no event. Day 1 of 5. 5 challenges to come this week. First 4 days are what are considered as technical challenges. Day 5 is considered as a physical challenge. The Montenegrins are underway. And on this occasion, the sniper steadying his weapon from the front. He's got a little bit, he's got it tangled up in his ear defenders, in his ear plugs. Valuable seconds wasted on that occasion. No tripod used, so that'll save him some time. Can't get that left-hand earplug in though. He has to recheck that the bullet has been chambered. And there seems to be an issue here. He has another look at that bullet. Was it a misfire? He's going to try again, and whilst this is all happening, the clock is ticking. The target is hit, so no penalty there, but valuable time lost by the Montenegrin sniper. All of those issues he had, obviously getting tangled up with that earplug, and then the bullet not being chambered properly has cost them. All 5 targets hit, so the assault team seem to be going pretty good at the moment. Can they make up some of that lost time from their sniper? And they cross that finish line. And as you can see, 1 minute 39.05 for the team from Montenegro. And well, on this occasion, no high fives, no backslapping, no smiles. They know it. They know that those problems that the sniper had at the top of the tower just to get set and to take that shot have cost them dearly when it comes to the clock. And there's no second chances. It is what it is. Now, next onto the start line is the SWAT team from Rwanda. They will have seen earlier on this morning their fellow countrymen post a fabulous time. We will see how they fare against their compatriots. Rwanda for a while were standing second in the table. Can the RNP SWAT team, one from Rwanda, do any better from their fellow countrymen? Up the stairs pretty quickly, so it looks good so far. No tripod, makes a difference. Chambered, locked, safety off. This is pretty efficient so far, and the target's hit, so it's looking good for Rwanda. Door breached. Just a little bit of a delay on team member 5 in taking his shot. But pretty good so far from the Rwandan team. Can they keep a hold of that dummy as they cross the finish line? Yes, they can. And that's sub 1.5 minutes. 1:24.88 for the second of the Rwandan teams. So not quite as quick as the side that we saw earlier, but still very, very respectable. Very respectable indeed. SWAT team 2 from Rwanda, they finished it in 1:32.78, so the 1:24 is certainly quicker than their colleagues that went earlier on this morning, but we will have to wait and find out if there are any time penalties incurred that need to be added on to that. So looking pretty good so far, whilst now it's the turn of the Brazilians, the bearded Brazilians. The SWAT team from Sao Paulo. They are the first team today from Brazil to tackle this course. What can they do? Wait for the whistle. The whistle starts. The snipers sprint up the stairs. Not as quick as we've seen some of the others so far this morning. But as the old saying goes, sometimes slow and steady wins the race. And as we have seen this morning on numerous occasions, it hasn't been the time up the stairs that's been the problem, it's been the time wasted on this platform at the top of the sniper tower. That's where most time has been lost by the snipers, not on the stairs. Looks good so far. Safety off, target hit. And even though that wasn't the quickest sprint up the stairs, it was still very efficient, very time efficient from the Brazilians. Gas masks are on. Door is breached. One target down, 2, still 3 to go. This is a little bit on the slow side, and there's a target that's been missed there, so there'll be a time penalty. Just had too many issues in that kill house, the Brazilians. And they make their way over the finish line. And there's the evidence. Across the 2-minute mark. 2 minutes and 5 seconds for the team from Sao Paulo. And like I said, they were fairly efficient on the clock up until acquiring those targets inside the kill house. There was a target or two that I seem to count missed. And all of that is valuable time wasted by the Brazilians, and I think that has been reflected in that crossing of the 2-minute mark. The Kazakhstan side make their way out of the house. And this looks pretty good from almost dropped the dummy, almost dropped the dummy. And even though it's quick, will there be a procedural penalty? In fact, a fabulous time for the team from Kazakhstan, but will this cost them? Just across the finish line. Well, if this was real life, you wouldn't want to be that hostage, would you? Almost dropped just in front of the finish line, but still a very, very quick time from the team from Kazakhstan. Another of the Latin American sides to have a go at this competition this morning. The team from Chile, Black Wolf SWAT team that have made the long journey from South America, and that's something that maybe we should be considering for the Latin American sides. The team from Colombia, we saw just a few moments ago, the team from Brazil. Will the jet lag affect these guys? We're going to find out. Very, very different time zone, of course. And many of the teams just arriving at the weekend, so they have not had much time to adjust to the United Arab Emirates time zone. So, that time of 1 minute 10 for the Kazakhstanis. Can the Chileans better it? They'll have just seen that. The ascent up this staircase is rapid from the Chilean sniper. As he comes through that door. A little bit of an issue getting that rifle off his shoulder. No tripod issue on this occasion though. The bullet is in, it's chambered. But I think the target was missed there, so that will incur a time penalty, I'm pretty sure. The assault team so far is making up for it. The breach ram almost tripping up some of the team members there as they came through that door. And they get that dummy onto the shoulders, and they've been quick. They've been very quick, the Chilean side, but it will all be about... Oh, there's a fall. That'll be costly. That will be costly for the Chilean team. Let's have another look at them. Yeah, the stumble and the fall. It's not easy. It's not easy. Breathing and seeing through that gas mask while sprinting is not easy. Well, yeah, I think the reactions, the faces say it all. They're not happy, are they? They're not happy at all, the Chileans. That stumble was costly, but not as costly as the sniper missing the target. I think when the final reckoning is done, you can see their official time, without penalties of course, is 1:28. I think you'll find that it's considerably more than that with those penalties when they're added on. Once the judges have done the final assessment and then added it to the leaderboard. Next up, another of the Kenyan teams. The Kenya Police. It's their opportunity to have a go. The other of the Kenyan sides, the Executive Protection Unit, they are currently lying in 20th position. They did it in a time of 1:42, so that's the time for them to beat in terms of measuring themselves against their fellow countrymen. They had a 10-second time penalty, which meant they finished up with a time of 1:52, the Executive Protection Unit of Kenya. But this is the Kenya Police. Safety off. That magazine. He's taken the magazine out. Ah, I see what he's done. He put the magazine in, chambered the bullet, and then removed it. Not sure why he'd done that. And like I say, I'm not a judge, so I don't know whether that becomes a procedural problem for the judges. Pretty quick inside the kill house for the assault team. And they are looking pretty good so far. Very good, very quick. Like I said, their compatriots finished it in an original time, as it's called. That's the time without any penalties added on, of 1:42. They currently lie 20th in the standings. So this is how things look at the moment. The Akhmat SWAT team from Russia, wow, 1.04, no penalties. And just look at all of those who are leading the standings. It's all about no penalties. Teams 1 to 6 on the leaderboard, none of them have penalties. And that's what's important in this UAE SWAT challenge. It's not just about the time you cross the line, it's also about getting across that line without penalty. But still, the Russians leading the way from Sharjah Police, 1.04 as against 1.09. In fact, the South African time of 1.09 also very, very good, just narrowly pipped by Sharjah Police. And the current champions, Abu Dhabi Police, not in the top 5 at the moment. But Dubai Police are. This is one of their other teams. This is the Dubai Police B team. The whistle blows. Sprint to the top of that tower. And just to remind you, if you've joined us late, once the shot is taken by the sniper, only then can the assault team cross the start line. Target is hit, shot taken. This looks good from Dubai Police B. Masks on, door breached. And that's quite clever from the Dubai Police B team. The breach ram was left or thrown to the bottom of the steps, which means it's not in the way of the team as they exit the building, and he can collect it after he's come outside the building. We've seen 1 or 2 trip over that breaching ram, and they cross the line in a very quick time. So you can see how competitive this challenge gets. They are pretty happy with that. I'm not sure that'll beat the 1.04 of the Russian side, but it'll be very, very close. Very close. And I certainly think it's beaten the Sharjah A team, that's for sure. As you can see there, 1.0748 for the Dubai Police B team. If there are no penalties, that could put them right up into second spot. This was them crossing the finish line. Remember, that's the live clock there. That's not the clock as it is stopped. Once they cross that finish line, he knows it's so close. And that's what I love about this UAE SWAT challenge. There's so much rivalry, inter-department rivalry, obviously here in the UAE, inter-emirate rivalry. We have Abu Dhabi Police represented today, Fujairah Police, Ras Al Khaimah Police, Dubai Police, Sharjah Police, who up until just a few moments ago, depending, like I say, on the penalty situation, were the quickest to cross the line of the Emirates. They went over in 1.09, and yes, just confirmation, no penalties for Dubai Police B team, which puts them in second behind the Russian Akhmat side. So, a fabulous effort by Dubai Police B. It's time for the Kazakhstanis, the second of their entries in this year's UAE SWAT challenge. Remember, each of the SWAT teams use their own weapons. No tripod, no issues. That's very quick. That is one of the quickest sniper efforts that we've seen this morning. This time from Kazakhstan. Team member 5 a little bit slow to arrive at the target, but at least he hit it first time, no issues there. So no time lost. This looks good. This looks good from the Kazakhstan team. Oh, almost a trip. Almost lost his footing, and they crossed the line. Not as quick as Dhabi Police B, and certainly not as quick as the Russian Akhmat team, but still very good nonetheless. 1 minute 12.98 from the Kazakhstani side. So it doesn't put them in the top 3. But still very good nonetheless. These are fabulous pictures, they really are. These close-ups on the faces of the team just after they finish their challenge, it tells you everything, the emotion, the feeling of elation if they've done well or they feel they've done well, the feeling of dejection if they have struggled. Now, just to update the standings, Dhabi Police B with that fabulous 1.07 dead time and no penalties means they move into second place. Sharjah Police bump down to third. And the South Africans in fourth, the Bahraini side, the Ministry of Interior Special Unit Operations, they are in fifth, and the best of the Kenyan teams that we witnessed just a few moments ago, their 114.82 puts them into sixth, but none so far have bettered the Russians, who are in first place. Next up, the Libyans. The whistle goes. Oh, the shield man crossed the line when the whistle blew. You're not allowed to cross that start line until the shot is fired from the sniper's rifle. Now, he crossed that start line. Will that incur a procedural penalty? I don't know. Once again, the Libyans electing not to use the tripod, which has been proved this morning to be a very smart decision. One or two issues that just have slowed the sniper down from Libya with getting that bullet chambered. Target hit though, so no penalty to be incurred there. And now the assault team head towards the kill house to breach this door. A little bit slow with the gas masks. Can they make up for that lost time in the individual kill rooms? In fact, we have one team member who's not even made it into the kill room, so there's a problem here, and there's a target missed there, so there are penalties to be incurred. In fact, that's been a very, very messy kill house attempt by the Libyans. Oh, this is all falling apart for the Libyan police team. There's his holster is around his ankle. Oh, there's chaos. Chaos for the Libyan police team. Well, they walk across the line with a dummy, and you and I may look at the clock, but that's not where the damage has been done for the Libyan police team. I think they will be incurring many, many penalties for this assault. That gun has to be collected. That will be a safety penalty or a procedural penalty, to give it its proper name. There are also, as we saw, targets missed inside the kill house. Thankfully, on this occasion, it wasn't the sniper that let the team down. Now, another of the Emirati teams, the general command of the Amiri Guard, the A team. We've seen the B team from the general command of the Amiri Guard. Now it's the turn of the A team. Can they better the B team? The wind is picking up here, which I think will pose a problem for the sniper. The target is quite a distance from the top of that tower, and as the breeze gets stronger, it may affect the sniper when he makes his way to the top of that SWAT tower that you can see to your right hand side there. So we have another of the Emirati sides. The Amiri Guard B team, they completed the challenge in 1 minute 38.95, a little bit earlier. That puts them into 30th place in the standings, but they incurred penalties of 30 seconds, so it took them over the 2-minute mark. Let's see what the A team can do. The Amiri Guard A team, as the I think because those targets were missed inside the kill house by the Libyan SWAT team, it just means we've got a slight delay as the organizers have to reset that kill house and just make sure everything is okay and in position. They're waiting patiently. The Amiri Guard A team. So we're starting to see patterns, aren't we, in this Monday morning challenge here in the Dubai desert. We can see where teams are getting it wrong. We can see where all of the problem points are. In particular, this morning, tripods have been clearly an issue. Any team that is extended their tripod, any sniper, sorry, that's extended their tripod has not been able to get it into that red hoop, which is mandatory, by the way. The barrel of the gun must be inside that red hoop at the top of the tower. So that's caused quite a few problems and delays for various snipers. We've seen one or two teams dropping the dummy. We've seen one or two safety errors. Two, in fact, two teams who dropped their guns on their way back, sprinting towards the finish line. The whistle blows, and it is the turn of Amiri Guard B team now. This is quick so far. They have every year in one of the tower blocks, one of the skyscrapers here in Dubai. 1 minute 37.17. I believe that they had crossed the finish line initially under that magic 1.5 minute mark, but because the clock does not stop until they take all of those items, and there you see he had to go back into the building to collect that breach ram, and that's what has cost them that vital mistake. That vital mistake. Only now could the clock be stopped. So let's see how much damage that did. Remember, the Amiri Guard B team, they stand 30th in the table. Their original time of crossing the line was 1:38.95, so although they were slower than the A team, 1:37.17 the A team got, they too had time penalties of 30 seconds, so let's see how that plays out in the standings. Whilst we watch the Royal Thai Police, their opportunity to have a go at this. Many representatives from many countries, the judges tasked with taking all the information, like I said before, 25 judges in total to monitor every aspect of this challenge. Day one it is of day 5, of 5 days, sorry. And the Royal Thai Police are ready on the start line. Competitive time from the Royal Thai Police. They're being urged on, and they cross the line. Sub 1.5 minutes, so sub that magic 1.5 minute mark, 1:21.45, and they are happy with that. It's not the fastest time that we've seen this morning, but it is very competitive from the Thai Police. Very competitive. Yep, the cheering says it all, doesn't it? And just to bring you up to speed, so far, that Libya police team, SWAT team that we saw earlier on, whose assault just fell apart, they incurred over 9.5 minutes of penalties. Over 9.5 minutes, and most of those penalties came from the dreaded missed targets. Remember, that is the stiffest penalty. You miss a target, 30-second time penalty is incurred. So, disaster for the Libyan police team. They currently are bottom of the standings. Now it's the turn of the second of the South African Special Task Force teams. The South African Police Service. Their Special Task Force B team. It's a chilly breeze out there today. The whistle goes. And the second of the South African, oh, he just slipped on the stairs. That won't cost too much time though. Some encouragement. He too has made the smart decision of not using the tripod. This is quick. So, despite that little slip on the stairs from the sniper, it doesn't seem to have hurt their time. And the breach ram man looked like he hurt his hand on his way through the door there. Well, there's a target that's been missed there, so that will be a time penalty to be added on. And we still haven't seen them exit the building. Now they're making their way through that door. And across the finish line at it's sub 1 minute 30, but like I said, there was one target at least that I saw there that was missed. So I imagine there will be a 30-second penalty for the team. And you can see each of the team members just guns and reassessing what they did right, what they did wrong. 1:18.33 is the original time as they cross the line. But that does not, so there'll be a time penalty. And that confusion, that momentary confusion from two of the assault team members who couldn't find their respective kill rooms, means that it will have cost them as they cross the finish line. Well, so the attempt by the team from Angola, littered with errors, which will cost them in time. And next up should be, if the draw is correct, next up should be the team from Indonesia. I'll confirm that in just a second. Meanwhile, let me just bring you up to speed on how things stand. Still, that fabulous assault by the Akhmat team of Russia leads the day one standings. No penalties, a time of 1.04. There is confirmation of the Indonesian team who were up next, the B team. Followed closely by Dhabi Police B team. Their effort without penalty, of course, puts them in second spot. And there are points allocated to each of the positions. Akhmat, they have a full complement of points, 47 points they have, and then it goes down the table, 46, 45 for third place Sharjah Police. The South Africans are in fourth. Kazakhstan in fifth. A very good showing by the Kenyan police. But it has to be said, at the other end of the table, there was calamity and disaster for both the Vietnamese and the Libyan police sides. Both of them dropping their weapons, or a team member, I should say, dropping their weapons, resulted in very heavy penalties. The Vietnam police, second bottom of the standings, they incurred 5 minutes of penalties. And the Libyans, whose assault just fell to pieces, they incurred over 9.5 minutes of penalties, and they are currently in last position in the standings so far. 55 teams involved today. Five teams, so I'm told. I'll just confirm that a little bit later on. As we wait for the organizers to reset the house that is assaulted and just make sure everything is correct and prepared, ready for the next team. And of course it gives a few minutes as well for the judges to confer on any penalties that need to be added, any time penalties that need to be accrued. Just to remind you of the penalties: 30 seconds for a missed target, and then procedural penalties are in increments of 10 seconds. So a mistake might not just be 10 seconds. If that mistake involved a number of errors or a number of safety issues, such as we saw with the Libyans dropping their weapon, if that happens, then it's not just a one-off 10-second penalty. It means that a number of penalties can be accrued and stacked together, resulting in a much heftier punishment, time punishment, of course, with regard to that. Mr. Abdullah Al-Mari. Abu Dhabi Police and Dubai Police, of course, the hosts and organizers of this UAE SWAT challenge. A great event that's been organized, and certainly one that's picking up in popularity each year, even though we had, of course, a year that the event didn't take place back in 2021 when there was COVID. But this is now the 4th edition of the UAE SWAT Challenge. And Abu Dhabi Police, they will be wanting to retain their crown. They are currently the champions, having won this title in 2022. On day one, they are not top of the table. Any of the Abu Dhabi Police teams are not top of the standings. That's currently led by the Russian Akhmat team. Some of the various international outfits just meeting the hosts there as we are about to get things back underway here. The team from Indonesia, they've had to wait a while as the organizers reset those kill houses. They've had to wait. The whistle goes. And the Indonesian sniper sprints up those stairs. Looking good so far. And have no doubt that all of the teams out there this morning are scrutinizing each other's performances, see if they can get an advantage. Shot taken, target hit, and the assault team makes its way towards that door. But before they can reach the door, gas masks, all gas masks must be on. correctly. No problem, unlike the Angolans before them, in locating their various kill rooms. No issue there. The question I'm now asking as they all come through that door is, two team members go down with the dummy, and they cross the line, but that will no doubt incur penalties. They don't pass the magic 1.5 minute mark. It was just that stumble, wasn't it? Oh. And you can see it coming. So problems for the Indonesian team. They finished in a time of 1:34.47. 1 minute 34. So I don't think that's their original time. It won't be their final time, of course. And now the Hong Kong police tactical team, they will get their opportunity. How will they fare? So, the Hong Kong police tactical team lines up on the start line, and the starting judge's whistle goes, and the sniper is underway. The top of that tower they must reach, which he has done in quick time, but there's an issue here. This is valuable time being lost. He cannot get that rifle from over the shoulder. That will have cost the sniper. And it's not just the time cost, it just unsettles the sniper, but it's a great shot. It has to be said, quickly taken, very accurate. And he atoned for the issues of getting just a little bit tangled in his rifle strap. No issues, however, in finding their designated rooms. All targets hit. And that deadweight dummy is collected. I don't think this will be the fastest that we've seen this morning, but it will be reasonably quick from the Hong Kong Police Tactical Team as they cross the line, the stairs. And on this occasion, the sniper deciding to sprint up with his rifle inverted. It's, I find always fascinating to see how each sniper approaches this challenge, what techniques and tactics they employ, but so far pretty quick. But that target has been missed, so that means a 30-second time penalty for Team 2 of the Angola Police. A costly miss, remember? door cannot be breached until the gas masks are on. Oh, again, another issue. One of the team members struggling to find his kill room. Now you can see there, he reaches his shooting position, but confusion once again amongst the Angolans. And these are the errors that prove costly. And they cross the finish line, not under the magic 1.5 minute mark, but under the not so magic 2 minute mark, which of course is always psychologically important. (1:56.25) is the clock time as they made their way over the finish. But I think there may be, well, there will be penalties to be added on, that's for sure, as we see the Kazakhstan team getting their photo taken. Thumbs up. And the Kazakhstanis have fared quite well. One of their sides lying in 5th. So they've had a pretty good day so far. The Kazakhstanis, 45 points for 5th position. Now, next up, it's the Orlando Police from the United States. The Orlando Police Department. We saw the NYPD, Emergency Services Unit, a little bit earlier on. So, can the Orlando Police Department better the boys from New York? That's the question that will be answered very, very soon indeed, as we see their sniper sprint to the top of the tower. He certainly seems to be going a lot quicker than the sniper from the New York Police Department, that's for sure. And he's down very quick into the firing position. And that's a very, very good effort that sets away the assault team. 1:26.50 was the clock time of the NYPD. Will the Orlando Police better that? Each team member has hit their target. I'm not sure if there were any misses there. I couldn't see it on first glance, but they're sprinting across that finish line, and this looks very good indeed. And the Orlando Police Department have certainly bettered their comrades from New York, who finished their assault in 1:26.50. So that time of 1:13.82 from the Orlando Police Department is the best of the Americans so far. But, and this is the big but, and I keep repeating this during the course of not only this morning, but I'll keep repeating it during the course of the week. Time penalties mean everything. I'll wait for confirmation to find out if there were any time penalties from the Orlando Police Department, but there were no time penalties from the NYPD, and that's what put them into 12th in the standings. The female assault team of Dubai Police, they had a fabulous run themselves. The C team, as they're called, and here we go with the Serbians. Another of the Serbian sides. I beg your pardon, it's yes, it is the Serbians. The Saj Serbia. An efficient ascent of the tower. Down quickly, bullet chambered quickly, shot taken quickly, target hit. This looks like a good time, as long as there are no mistakes inside that kill house. This looks good for the Serbians. Three targets hit, 4 targets hit, and the 5th team member eventually hits his target. This looks good. This looks good. This looks good. Oh, very efficient time from Saj Serbia. And no wonder they're cheering. They will be happy with that, I imagine. Remember, it's just not all about one day. There are a series of challenges over the next 5 days. 1:13.54 is the official clock time as they cross the finish line. But it's about amassing as many points as you can. You don't have to finish first to win this competition. And the reason I say that is that Abu Dhabi Police proved that in the way they approached the UAE SWAT challenge last year. They did not come first in any of the challenges last year, the Abu Dhabi Police team, but because they were so efficient and so consistent at coming just behind, maybe second or third in some of the challenges, they were able to amass enough points to make sure that when it got to the end of the week, they were the champions, and that's what's important. The UAE SWAT challenge, it's no good finishing top of the standings today and finishing near the bottom tomorrow. Kyrgyzstan are next up, and according to my competition draw here, they're the second last team to go. There's another team still to take part from Sharjah. Oh, he's got issues with the chamber and the bolt. He cannot get that bullet chambered, and that's cost valuable seconds, but he has hit the target. The door is breached. No confusion as to which room they're going in, unlike what we saw from the Angolans. And that, I have to say, is one of the quickest kill house finishes that we've seen so far this morning. So it will be very interesting to watch the clock as they cross this finish line. Oh, it's quick. It's quick. Only those issues to get that bullet chambered by the sniper has cost the Kyrgyzstan team, because the assault part of this challenge was very quick. Yeah, and you can see the Kyrgyzstan sniper, he knows, doesn't he? A little rub of the head as he walks through here. He knows that that little delay in getting that bullet chambered just cost them precious seconds. 117.32, still very, very respectable, and as long as there are no penalties, that should put them at and around the top 10, maybe top 15. I'll bring you up to speed on the standings in a short while. And now it's the turn of the Sharjah Police B team. The starting official with the final instructions. And just to remind you, like I said at the beginning of today's proceedings, you don't want to go first. Is last more advantageous? We're going to find out as the sniper sprints up the stairs. I am told by one or two insiders here that Sharjah are very strong this year, the Sharjah police team. Instructions from the coach. Oh, he had the magazine the wrong way round. That's cost vital seconds, but at least it has been chambered quick. Target hit, so no penalty there. A little bit of a stumble by the breach man. Hasn't seemed to have affected the Sharjah Police B team too much so far, but there is a delay on one of their team members getting his shot away. And that deadweight dummy. You've just got to be a little bit careful. Don't trip as you sprint towards the finish line, and it's quick. It's quick. 1 minute 12.55 for the Sharjah B team. And that should put them at or around the top 10. Still, no one has surpassed the Russian Akhmat side, who blew absolutely everyone away earlier on. Their time of 1.0413 and no penalties. No one has come even close to that. By far and away the best time of the day, but in terms of 1 minute 12, well, if there's no penalties, 1 minute 12 should put them maybe into 5th place, the Sharjah Police B team. A place that's currently occupied by one of the Kazakhstan teams. It all depends on the penalties, that's why the quick discussion is going on. And as you can see from the discussion between the judges here, one of the Indonesian team members just asking about a penalty perhaps that was maybe given for a gas mask not being completely on. And this is where they all find out, and here is how things stand at the moment. I'll give you the final standings in a short while, but like I said, the Russians out in front, followed closely by Dhabi Police's B team. And just look at all of those top 6 sides. The most crucial element is making sure that you cross that finish line without any time penalties. Not one of those top 6 sides has incurred penalties. And just to remind you, the most punitive penalties are for missing targets, as the Libyans and the Angolans found out. this fabulous location in the Dubai desert. The winter sun shining down on the UAE SWAT Challenge 2023. We have had, in the short history of this competition, 3 winners. 2 belonging to Dubai Police, 1 to Abu Dhabi Police. Will we get a different winner this year? Well, so far the leaders are Russian.
Like an obsession, give it all I got. Gotta fight, no, I won't stop. Taking no chances is the final shot to come alive and reach the top. It's the UAE SWAT Challenge, hosted by Dhabi Police. This is an emergency. Don't stand in my way. I take pleasure from pain. Won't bring my armor down. Nothing can defeat me now. This will be my day. Time to stand my ground. I will never take no shame. I won't play this like a game. It's the UAE SWAT Challenge, hosted by Dhabi Police. This is an emergency. Don't stand in my way. I take pleasure from pain. Won't bring my armor down. Nothing can defeat me now. Yeah, this will be my day. Together with the MOI, hosted by the police here in Dubai. Here come the SWAT, giving everything that they got. We're gonna touch the sky, take the world by storm tonight. With the special forces through these courses. Don't stand in my way. I'll take pleasure from pain. Won't bring my armor down. Nothing can defeat me now. This will be my day. Don't stand in my way. I'll take pleasure from pain. Won't bring my armor down. Nothing can defeat me now. Yeah, this will be my day. Like an obsession, give it all I got. Gotta fight, no, I won't stop. Taking no chances is the final shot to come alive and reach the top. It's the UAE SWAT Challenge, hosted by Dhabi Police. This is an emergency. Don't stand in my way. I take pleasure from pain. Won't bring my armor down. Nothing can defeat me now. This will be my day. Time to stand my ground. I will never take no shame. I won't play this like a game. It's the UAE SWAT Challenge, hosted by Dhabi Police. This is an emergency. please your enter by. Here come the SWAT, giving everything that they got. They're gonna touch the sky, take the world by storm tonight. With the special forces through these courses. Watch as they come alive. Don't stand in my way. I'll take pleasure from pain. Won't bring my armor down. Nothing can defeat me now. This will be my day. Don't stand in my way. I'll take pleasure from pain. Won't bring my armor down. Nothing can defeat me now. Yeah, this will be my day. Like an obsession, give it all I got. Gotta fight, no, I won't stop. Taking no chances. It's the final shot to come alive and reach the top. It's the UAE SWAT challenge, hosted by Dhabi Police. This is an emergency. Don't stand in my way. I'll take pleasure from pain. Won't bring my armor down. Nothing can defeat me now. This will be my day. Time to stand my ground. I will never take no shame. I won't play this like a game. It's the UAE SWAT challenge, hosted by Dhabi Police. This is an emergency. Don't stand in my way. I'll take pleasure from pain. Won't bring my armor down. Nothing can defeat me now. Yeah, this will be my day. Together with the NOI, hosted by the police here in Dubai. Here come the SWAT, giving everything that they got. They're gonna touch the sky, take the world by storm tonight. With the special forces through these courses. Watch as they come alive. Don't stand in my way. I'll take pleasure from pain. Won't bring my armor down. Nothing can defeat me now. This will be my day. Don't stand in my way. I'll take pleasure from pain. Won't bring my armor down. Nothing can defeat me now. Yeah, this will be my day. Like an obsession, give it all I got. Gotta fight, no, I won't stop. Taking no chances. It's the final shot to come alive and reach the top. It's the UAE SWAT challenge, hosted by Dhabi Police.
Tomorrow, it's the assault event. Today's the tactical event, tomorrow's the assault event. So these teams will go again. A round of applause for Sharjah Police A team. Next up, in second place, Dubai Police B team. Their time of 1 minute 07 seconds, 7 seconds dead with no time penalties. Gave them a very competitive runners-up spot to set them on their way this week. Which means, of course, 54 points for the Dubai Police B team. And we saw, didn't we, all morning, a number of teams that couldn't even get close to 1 minute 07. The two parts of this challenge, of this entire competition, is not just speed against the clock, but it's also about getting across that finish line without any time penalties, and that's exactly what not only the Sharjah Police A team did, but the Dubai Police B team did. And today's winners also did, which we will see in just a second. And thank you to all the sponsors of the UAE SWAT Challenge. There is a prize for being the daily winner, and then of course the overall prize for winning the entire competition. $3,000 for the runners-up spot. But everyone wants the Champions Trophy. That's what they're all looking forward to. That, however, we won't find out until Friday, when this competition ends. And here, the Akhmat team that blew everyone away with their time of 1 minute 04.13 this morning. And when I say blew them away, what a showing from the side from Russia. And that time, that aforementioned time of 1 minute 04.13, again without any penalties. It's all about the penalties, the time penalties. Make sure you get across that finish line without any time penalties. And they didn't incur any, the Akhmat team from Russia, which means they take away the gold medals from day one. And a total of 55 points to put in their pot for the week. But like I said, it's worth reminding you that Abu Dhabi Police last year did not win any of the daily challenges, but they were close enough each day to pick up the most points that meant they were champions. So, day one winners, the Akhmat team from Russia. $5,000 prize and a cheer as well. So a round of applause for the Akhmat Russia team, winners of day one here in the UAE SWAT Challenge 2023, live from Dubai this Monday morning. And that's it. Make sure you join us tomorrow morning at 8 AM for day two.
time to stand my ground. I will never take no shame. I won't play this like a game. It's the UAE SWAT Challenge, hosted by Dubai Police. This is an emergency.